Baraka Yasharallah. Bahashem. Yahweh Shai. All praises, glory to Yahweh. Hallelujah. Praise Yahweh. And saying that, learn and understand what you're worshiping and understand what this political game is about because it's all related. Yet at the end of the day, through a lack of understanding, many righteous, many believers die outside of their faith, despite of their confession, despite of their baptism or belief. At the end of the day, they lack understanding. And saying that, let me go on to the book of Isaiah 29. Let me get Isaiah 29 and 11. Isaiah 29 verse 11. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot, for it is sealed. Meaning that although he had biblical knowledge, although he went to revival meetings and Bible studies and Bible seminars, yet at the end of the day, when it comes time to reading the scriptures, he lacked understanding. Despite of his teaching, religious teachings, he lacked understanding because he understands the Bible is symbolic and metaphorically written, meaning that you have to be taught. You understand me? And saying that, let me go to let me go to the book of Proverbs, and let me have what? Proverbs 1 and 5. And then I'm gonna go into the book, I'm gonna hold that and go to the book of Luke. I'm gonna get the book of Luke 24 and I believe what, 44. Proverbs chapter 1 verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase his learning, meaning that wise mean applied knowledge. You understand? A wise man will hear and will increase his learning, meaning that he's going to listen to what is being taught. He's going to listen, he's going to pay attention because he's applying that knowledge, meaning that while he is listening, he also examining his own knowledge. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's read that again. A wise man will hear and will increase his learning, because how you going to increase your learning is by listening and asking questions. You understand me? See, a lot of you all don't ask, a lot of you all question us and reject the Hebrew Israelite when we bring you the truth. But yet, when it comes time for these religious teaching inside these organizations, religious organization, you don't even question your pastor. You understand me? It is what it is, see? So understand, all right? Understand what this game is about. Let's finish up. Proverbs chapter 1 verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase his learning, and a man of understanding shall obtain unto the wise of the counsel, meaning that he hear, he understand, so now he's hanging around the counsel of the wise, meaning that we're talking about the wise are the ones that have applied that knowledge. You understand me? Because see, wisdom is applied knowledge. You wise once you apply that knowledge. You understand me? So you got to obtain to the counsel of the wise. Cause see, understand the understand the gospel and the truth is not for everybody, due to the fact that everybody can't handle the truth. Everybody can't accept the realities of life. So this is not for everybody. I think in the book of Amos, where he say his secrets, he revealed his secret to the prophet and his saints. And the saints are the elect of Israel. You understand me? Because this is not for everybody. In fact, listen to what Yahweh Shai say in Matthew 13. And let me get down to verse 16. Matthew chapter 13, verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. Meaning that even though they have biblical knowledge, yet they lack understanding because they cannot see beyond what they're looking at. they can't hear and comprehend the terminology that these politicians use to promote their agenda. You understand me? See, so at the end of the day, although you are taught through religious teachings, yet you lack understanding because this book is closed. Meaning that this book is sealed, meaning that the prophecies of Yahweh are being played out through these politicians' agendas and legislations. You understand me? In fact, let me hold that let me go to Daniel 12 right quick. And then I'm gonna start at verse 4. Daniel chapter 12 verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal up the book even till the time of end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And that knowledge that's going to be increased is what you mean, is it talking about philosophy? You understand me? See, this book is closed, meaning there is nothing to prophesy about, because understand that the end are being politically played out. You understand me? The end is played out through astronomical, cataclysmic, and political events. Is what's going to put an end to this world, society as we know it as a whole. Do you understand me? Listen to what Christ say. How should I say? Matthew. Let me get Matthew 21 and 36 right quick. Matthew 21 verse 36. Watch ye therefore. See, so watch. You have to watch these political events. You have to watch these astronomical events that's taking place. You gotta watch these cataclysmic events. You understand me? So basically, you have to watch in all areas, and a lot of y'all cannot watch. A lot of y'all cannot see. Do you understand me? Let's read that again. Luke 21 verse 36. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape. Listen, worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Meaning you have to watch these events, because these events is going to come to pass. Because see, understand, history repeats itself, and in history, the end is being played out politically. You understand me? Understand that life, this true life, the kingdom, the end, everything is based on politics and religion. That's what this whole life is about. But y'all lack understanding, because see, understand, the church is not designed to teach you as to give you a detail as to what you worship, and yet it keeps you in idolatry. Because understand, the Catholic Church, they conducted the slave trade. You understand me? We get Illuminati from the elect of Israel, meaning that the Bible speaks about he coming back for the elect. So in the church, you have the elect, or the angelic priests. That's where you get the elect of Illuminati from. Do you understand me? Because see, understand, Illuminati, that comes out of the church. You understand me? But yet these secret societies formed inside these churches. You understand me? And they all stand for Egypt. But understand, what you worship. Okay? Because see, understand, this book is closed. So you have nothing but philosophy. So what happens is that you're going to run to and fro. Meaning that as time progresses and passes, the only thing that you're going to know and understand is philosophy. You understand me? Religious teachings. So even though you have that religious teaching, yet you lack understanding in what you worshiping, you lack understanding in what you reading. So like Christ said, Matthew 7, that gate is wide and broad. It's that way inside of that gate. And a lot of you all lack understanding in so many areas that y'all walking inside that gate, but not understanding that you are walking in that gate. You understand me? Let's get back. Isaiah, what I was on? Isaiah 29. Let me start from the beginning. Isaiah 29 verse 11. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned, meaning although he believe in God, although he go to church every now and then, he have no understanding of biblical scriptures. Due to the fact of that, you have so much doctrine that goes against Yahweh God, that goes against the Bible. You understand me? Say like evolution goes against the Bible. Evolution is that Yahweh God don't exist. A lot of you all believe in Scientology, even though science explains the handiwork of Yahweh God. Y'all worship creation more than the creator. You understand me? Because y'all don't know that the creator exists. You understand me? What it is. See, so basically, he's not learned. He's not taught. Although he went to church, although he heard conversations from this pastor, from this person and that person, yet he get all his resource and information from social media. Do you understand me? See, so in other words, he don't know nothing about the scriptures. And he care nothing about the scriptures. Why? Because the white man wrote the Bible. William Shakespeare's name is in the Bible. That's not the real Bible. It's a fairy tale. It's another Bible besides the King James Bible. See, so all these doctrines, philosophical views that philosophical views that violates and go against the commandments, that go against God, that go against the Bible. You understand me? It is what it is, okay? See, so basically you have to understand that this Bible is not a religious book that you all think, although they use it to promote religion, because religion is an organization of man. It's a religious governing system of man. Do you understand me? But understand that the Bible is a divine governing book. You understand me? Because understand that the commandments governs the body of people. This book, these scriptures, these prophecies governs the body of people. And it comes directly from Yahweh God. Therefore, the Bible, the commandments, and the prophecies are divine. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. In fact, let me go into 2 Peter. Let me get 2 Peter 1 and 21, and then I'm gonna go into the book of Exodus. I'm gonna get 24, and let me have 12. Exodus 24 and 12, and then I'm gonna go ahead into Exodus. I'm gonna go ahead into 31, and I'm gonna have get verse 18. 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 21. For the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man. Meaning that prophecy didn't come by the will of man. And what he's talking about basically is the spirit of man. Because you have two spirits. You have a divine spirit that comes directly from Yahweh God, and you have the spirit of man. Do you understand me? Due to the fact that man's eyes became open. You understand me? Let's read that again. For the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, but holy men of Yahweh spoke as they were moved by the Holy Ghost. Meaning that divine spirit have to move you. Do you understand me? You have to be moved by that divine spirit. If you're not moved by that divine spirit, then you are in the physical spirit of man. You are in the commandments of man. You understand me? See, so understand that what the prophet, the minor and the major prophets, when they brought forth Yahweh prophecies, they were divine. Do you understand me? It is what it is. See, so understand that his prophecies are divine because they come directly from Yahweh God. You understand me? Back again to Amos, in the book of Amos, where he say the mysteries of the kingdom is revealed to the prophets and the saints. You understand me? See, so you have to have that spirit. That spirit comes directly from Yahweh God. That spirit is going to move you. You understand me? It is what it is. Exodus 24 verse 12. And the Lord said unto Moses, come up to the mount, come up to me into the mount, and be there. And I will give thee tables of stone, and a law, and a commandments, which I have written, that thou may teachest them. Listen, that thou may teachest them, because you have to be taught the commandments. Do you understand me? Understand the church is not designed to teach you the commandments. See, understand the church focuses on social issues. You understand me? And out of the heart, I think what in Proverbs, you say what? Out of the guard the heart, the energy, because out of the heart flow the issues of life. You understand me? See, so the church keep you on them social issues. Yet y'all don't understand religion. Y'all don't understand Christianity, because see, a lot of you all think that Christianity follow Christ due to the fact of that there's a scripture they will call Christ or whatever, Christ-like, whatever how that scripture goes, but y'all lack understanding, because see, according to Christianity creed, they do not follow Yahweh Shai. Do you understand me? Jesus do not exist. You understand me? Yet through religious teachings, y'all think that Jesus exists. Understand, a lot of you all die in idolization. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is, because you lack understanding of what this whole game is about. Because see, understand, life is built on captivity, based on slavery. Do you understand me? Slavery ain't nothing new. And a lot of you all die because y'all lack understanding of the Bible. Although you have went to church, although you done got baptized and went to Bible studies, yet when it comes time to read these scriptures, you don't have no knowledge or understanding, because the Bible is symbolic and metaphorically written, and you have to be taught. Do you understand me? I'm gonna hold that. Let me go into the book Luke, because I was holding Luke 24, and I done closed it up too. Oh, Luke 24, verse 44. And he said unto them, these are the words which I have spoken unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the laws of Moses, and in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me. Then opened he their understanding, that they might understand the scriptures. Meaning that although they knew the scriptures, but yet they lack understanding of the scriptures. You understand me? And in fact, let me get I'm gonna hold that. Let me get John. Let me go into the book of John. Let me go to the book of John. Let me get the 6th chapter, and let me have I'm gonna start at 64. John chapter 6, verse 64. But there are some of you that believe not. For Yahweh Shai knew from the beginning who they were that believed not, and who should betray him. Meaning that Yahweh Shai already knew, meaning that life is already written. Your faith is already written. You understand me? And that's the lack of understanding that y'all have. Okay? You understand me? Let's read that again. But there are some of you believe not. And a lot of people don't believe, despite of their knowledge, despite of their faith, despite of their baptism. Yet they do not believe, because see, understand, knowing and believing is two different. Do you understand me? To know one thing, but to believe it is another. You understand me? So a lot of people don't believe, although they believe in God, they believe in the Lord, they go to church, they got baptized, but not understanding that they got baptized into pagan titles. Although they believe in God and confess God as their Lord and Savior, yet they embrace the philosophy of man. So they become enemies to Yahweh God, because the philosophy of man violates and makes a mockery out of Yahweh God. You understand me? Let's finish up verse 65. And he said, therefore I say unto you, that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of my Father. Meaning that it had to be put on you to believe. Meaning that you have to be chosen. He has to call you, and once you answer that call, then you'll believe. You understand me? And Yahweh God didn't call everybody. You understand me? He didn't appear to everybody. Understand that that life, it's already written. Your name is either in that book of life or not. You understand me? So once you die, you are being judged. You understand me? Meaning that life is written. Hey, it is what it is. Verse 66. From that time, many of the disciples went back and walked no more with him. Then said Yahushua unto the 12, Will ye go away? Then Simon Peter answered, Lord, to whom shall we go? Thou hast the words of eternal life, and we believe and are sure that thou art Christ, the Son of the living Yahweh. Meaning that through biblical scriptures, through the prophets, and through the writings of Moses and the book of Psalms, they believed that Yahushua, who he said he was, due to the fact of that belief in the biblical prophecy. And the words that Yahushua spoke were spoken from the book of Torah, from the laws of Moses, and from the prophets. You understand me? Meaning that everything that Yahweh God said, Yahushua said. You understand me? Let's read that again, verse 68. Then Simon Peter answered him, Lord, to whom shall we go? Thou hast the words of eternal life, and we believe and are sure thou art Christ, the Son of the living God. Meaning that although they knew who he was, yet they lacked understanding of the biblical scriptures concerning Yahushua. You understand me? Here's what it is. Exodus 31 verse 18. And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communion with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone written with the finger of Yahweh. And the 2 tables and the 2 testimonies written with the finger is what we call the commandments. Do you understand me? These are the tablets. This is the 2 tablets that Moses received. He received a divine tablet, and he received a philosophical tablet. Understand the kingdom, the 12, wait, let me start it. Shalaki, understand the commandments. This is the kingdom. The kingdom is based on the commandments. This is a divine governance system. Understand the commandments is a legal system. Okay, it's a divine governance system, because these commandments come directly from Yahweh God. Do you understand me? And these 2 tablets, this divine tablet deals with man and God, Yahweh. You understand me? And politically, this is what we call theocracy. Theocracy is a divine intervention, cultural group of men who rule to that intervention. And the Catholic Church, they control all Abrahamic religions, from Buddhism, from Judaism to Islam to the different branches of Christianity. It doesn't matter whether you are Baptist, Jehovah's Witness, or Salvationist. You understand? At the end of the day, understand this is what we call politically theocracy. Now, this will be your belief system. Do you understand me? Because life is composed of 2 systems. You have a belief system and a political system. The political system is you carry out how you act out your belief. You understand me? And now this is the 2nd commandment. This is the philosophical tablet. This is where the governing system of man come into play at. So you have anarchy, which meaning no man rule. You have a monarchy system, which meaning one man rule. Right? You have oligarchy, which is you have the elite or the group of people, rich people, billionaires. You understand me? Oligarchies, that's what you call them, right? Next you have Republican. Now understand, Republican represents the divine governance system. Okay, see, so when you hear Donald Trump, you hear Lindsey Graham, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and you hear a lot of Republicans talking about the law and the order, is because Republican is a rule of law. Do you understand me? And the Republicans represent that divine governance system. Donald Trump represents that divine governance system, and that the system, what we know, is called theocracy. You understand me? So now, you have anarchy in the philosophical tablet. You have anarchy, you have oligarchy, you have Republican, and you have democracy. Now, democracy is a governance system, right? Yet that governance system governs your views and ideology. See, understand, when it said democracy is under threat, it's not talking about your freedom, because see, there's freedom in the capitalism. There is no freedom into socialism. There is no freedom into communism. You understand me? See, so when they say, when the Democrats or the socialists, independents in America, when they say democracy is under threat, that meaning their ideology, their philosophical view. Because see, understand the Democrats into the philosophical nature of man. You understand me? See, so they enter homosexuality. They enter all these movements that violates the commandments. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so let's go again. So understand, you have anarchy, monarchy, oligarchy, oligarchs. You have the Republican. You have democracy, because that view stands from Demetrius Democritus. That's where we get the word democratic from. Do you understand me? Democracy promotes independence and free will. You understand me? And the next you have bureaucracy. You understand me? Now bureaucracy is government control. Bureaucracy and communism. See, bureaucracy, communism is a economic theory. You understand me? But bureaucracy and communism is government control. Now the Democrats are called bureaucrats. Do you understand me? Because the Democrats believe in bureaucracy. You understand me? When Kamala Harris, when the pandemic came out, what happened with the Biden administration? They had the ATF, the DOJ, all the government systems of America come together to come down on the American people. You understand me? See, so the Democrats believe in bureaucracy. Now understand, the Democrats evolved from the KKK. So when you go back and Google, they try to tie the Democrat Party to the independent. Because see, the Democratic Party never existed until the late 1800s. After the death of President Garfield. You understand me? Andrew Johnson, he the one started the Democratic Party. Andrew Johnson and the Democratic Party, they vetoed 40 acres and a mule and put up the Jim Crow laws that led up to the Civil Rights Movement. Do you understand me? See, so understand the Democrats evolved from the KKK. You understand me? It is what it is, all right? See, so learn and understand what y'all worship, all right? Let's get back into it. Oh, I done closed the book up. Well, I done closed it up. Oh, let me go into Hebrews. And I'm gonna explain it a little bit better. We get a better understanding of these commandments. Hebrews chapter 9, verse 1. Then verily the first covenant. See, that first covenant is what we know as the commandments. You understand me? That's the first covenant. The second covenant is Yahweh Shai. You understand me? Let's read that again. Then verily the first covenant had also ordinance of divine service. See, that ordinance of divine service. That divine service is what politically is what we call theocracy. You understand me? Has a divine service. And a worldly sanctuary. Listen, and a worldly sanctuary. And that worldly sanctuary is the Republican Party. Do you understand me? Its financial institution is capitalism. Yet the sanctuary is Republican. You understand me? That political system is what we know as a monarchy system, whether it's divine or philosophical, because understand, monarchy means one man rule, and the kingdom is one man going to rule, and that's going to be David. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. In fact, we're going to hold that. Let me go into the book of Daniel 7 and 13. And then I'm going to go to verse 27. Daniel chapter 7, verse 13. I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought them near before him. And there was given him dominion and a glory and a kingdom. See, kingdom and country is the same biblical political definition, because you had cities and its territories come together that form that state. The state and its territories come together to form that governance system. Do you understand? that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. And that's a one-world governing system. And that's a monarchy system. You understand? Let's go down to verse 27. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion shall serve and obey him. And obey him is Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai is the commandments. You understand me? David is going to be king again. You understand? Let me get Jeremiah. I'm going to go to Jeremiah, and let me get 23 and 5. Jeremiah 23 verse 5. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. And that's talking about the commandments with justice, talking about the legal system. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me go into let me get Genesis 10 and 10. Genesis chapter 10. I'm gonna start at verse 9. Verse 9. And he was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord, meaning that he was against the Lord, due to the fact of that, by him being in Nephilim and saving the people, protecting the people from the animals and whatnot, they labeled him king. Do you understand me? It is what it is. So he was against the Lord. He was against Yahweh. See, y'all have to understand that even though it says they call the name of the Lord, y'all have to understand these people were idol worshipers. They worship creation. Because see, when you go back into Hambari was the first king of Babylon. And then you go back to the Sumerian tablets, when they worship creation more than the creator. That's what Paul talk about in I think in Romans 1. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's read that again. Genesis chapter 10, verse 9. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord, where it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erich, and Canaan, and Cani, in the land of Shinar. Meaning that these cities came together to form that governing system, or that political system is what we know as Babylon. When it comes to the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 tribes come together to form that divine governing system. The commandments come directly from Yahweh God, and it was given to the children of Israel to exercise lordship over the Gentiles, due to the fact of that the word was made for the children of Israel to rule. Yet, however, due a lack of understanding and rejection and trying to follow other nations, Israel went into slavery. You understand me? Through the Syrian Empire, and then Judah went later. Understand that the slave trade and the Northern Kingdom went in two different time frame periods. One went in BC, and the other one went in AD. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is, all right? So understand that whether it's a divine or it's a philosophical system, understand that the Bible relates to governments. You understand me? Because it's a divine book, and the commandments and the prophecies come directly from Yahweh God. That what makes it divine. You understand me? This is a book of law. This is a governing book. You understand me? Let me go into Joshua. Let me get Joshua 1 and 8. Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. This book of law. Listen, this book of law. The law are the commandments. The commandments is divided into two. You have a religious system and you have a philosophical system. Now you act out your belief through the philosophy. You understand me? You understand me? Meaning that although when you believe, but you express it politically. You understand me? As far as your dietary, culturally, dietary, social, how you socialize and whatnot, your mentality or way you thinking it, or how you view things. You understand? Let's read that again. This book of law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. And what he talking about, prosperous and good success, is that the fact of that divine governance system, the financial institution, is what we call capitalism. The worldly sanctuary is what we call Republican. Now, how that lines up with today time is that America is a religious country. America is a capitalist country because they believe in God. And Yahweh God is the capitalist himself. Do you understand me? In fact, let me get Psalms what? 128. Let me get Psalms 128, and I may have verse 1 and 2. Psalms 128, verse 1. Blessed is everyone that feareth the Lord, that walketh in his ways. For thou shalt eat, listen, for thou shalt eat the labor of thy hands. Happy shall thy be, and it shall be well with thee. Meaning that, understand that Yahweh God is the capitalist. Now, capitalism is a private ownership. Private ownership for operation and mean for production. Meaning that owning your own chain of stores, that's called capitalism. Let's say like you in the streets and you get your money and you buy oils and you make oil bottles and then you sell them, even though that's tax-free money, yet you spend an X amount of dollars and profited off them X amount of dollars. Do you understand me? Whether you selling oils or you can be selling illegal narcotics. You understand me? I'm not saying that it's okay, but I'm giving you an example of what capitalism is. You understand me? My kids, right, on the weekends, they I talk to them about capitalism, about the divine governance system, and I give them like a couple dollars on the weekend. So what they do, instead of going to the store and spending it all on junk, what my kids do is that they're going to buy bottles of water and ice, and then they go on the corner and sell it. I gave them like $10 one time. They came back with like $30. You understand me? I'm like, what? They made money. You know what I mean? And I told them about capitalism. See, understand, freedom is in the capitalism. Freedom is not into socialism. Freedom is not into bureaucracy. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's read that again, verse 2. Now let's read it again from the beginning. Psalms 128, verse 1. Blessed is everyone that feareth the Lord, that walketh in his ways. For thou shalt eat the labor of thy hands. Happy shall thy be, and it shall be well with thee. You understand me? Because Yahweh God is the capitalist himself. And in fact, let's go to let me get Ecclesiasticus. Let's get 5 and 19 right quick. These mosquitoes. Ecclesiasticus chapter 5 verse 19. Every man also to whom Yahweh given riches and wealth, and have given him power to eat thereof, and to take his portion, and to rejoice in his labor. This is the gift of Yahweh God, and capitalism is a gift. You understand me? That divine governance system, the financial institution, is what we call capitalism. Its worldly sanctuary is what we know as the Republican Party. Do you understand me? Y'all have to learn and understand that this political game is all politically related. You understand me? Y'all have to understand the spiritual war, the spiritual battle between divine and philosophy. Do you understand me? They clash. Understand life is based on politics. You understand me? A debate or conflict between individuals or parties. You understand me? That's why I say a lot of you all lack understanding, and a lot of you die outside of your faith because y'all don't understand the Bible. The Bible is the divine governing book. The commandments is a divine governing system because the commandments governs a body of people. Do you understand me? See, so when it says you're going to worship the commandments or you're going to worship the commandments of man, meaning that either you're going to obey these commandments of Yahweh God or you going to obey the commandments of man. And the commandments is man, it's religious ideology and philosophical views, which leads to death. You understand me? Because this is about obedience. See, worshiping is an act of obedience. See, a lot of you all don't understand these things. Why? Because the church don't teach you obedience. The churches teach y'all, when y'all go to church every Sunday, Saturdays, and Bible studies and Bible meetings, only thing y'all have is religious teachings. See, so if y'all religious teachings and I come into y'all Bible study and open up these scriptures and break these scriptures down, a lot of you all going to be lost. They confused. You understand me? But yet none of you all ask your pastor. None of you all question your pastor. You understand me? But yet y'all reject the children of Israel. Y'all reject the fact that you are a Hebrew Israelite. When we expose, or I expose the devils and expose the truth and see how wicked the world is and democracy, yet y'all reject it. But then again, y'all believe in God, but y'all embrace the philosophy of man. Y'all become enemies to Yahweh God because you don't understand what you worship. You understand me? It is what it is. Let me get Deuteronomy. Let me go into the book of Deuteronomy 28, and let me start at verse 2. Deuteronomy 28 verse 2. And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy Yahweh. Blessed thou shalt be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the fields. Meaning that when you go out and about to enjoy yourself, and when you at work, you understand me? You are going to be blessed. And that's an ED, meaning that you is already blessed. Meaning that when it comes time for you to have raises, you're going to get your raises. You understand me? When it comes time for promotion, you're going to get your promotion. You understand me? At work, when you out and about, you're going to relax and have a good time because you're going to meet other people that's having a good time and relaxing. You understand me? So there ain't going to be no chaos, ain't no trouble, ain't no confusion when you going out. And when you going to work, you don't got no beef or confrontation with none of your employees, with none of the other employees or the co-workers. You understand me? I mean, you're going to have people that dislike you, but yet you won't have no confrontation. You won't be constantly getting into altercations. You understand me? Verse 4. Blessed shall be the fruit of the body, and the fruit of the ground, and the fruit of the cattle. And talking about being healthy. Do you understand me? It is because talking about the dietary laws. You understand me? Because see, the commandments teach you about your eating habits. Yet when it comes to the religious teachings and religious organization into the religious governance system of man, they tell you that it's okay to eat anything that is unhealthy, that is not good for you. Yet their ideology and religious ideology goes against the commandments. Because Yahweh Shai did not eat pork. You understand me? Pork is a dietary law. There are certain animals that you are not allowed to eat. Just like some of these nations, you are not allowed to marry. Why? Because a lot of these nations are going to take your heart away from the scriptures. Because a lot of these, the Gentile nations are basically, it's nothing but like spit to Yahweh God. When you go to, what it is, second Esdras. You understand me? It's like spit to him. He cared nothing about the Gentile nations because the Gentile nations are idol worshippers. You understand me? That's why the commandment was given to the children of Israel to rule over the Gentiles, because see, the Gentiles don't know what they worship. They don't understand the scriptures. Although they in power right now, although they rewrote history and they reprinted history through the Renaissance period, yet at the end of the day, they lack understanding. You understand me? When it comes time in that humanism period and replacement theology. You understand? But see, there are things that y'all have to learn and understand. It's not just about believing in God and you can live your life how you want to and you're going to make it into the kingdom. So all that religious teachings that y'all taught, that y'all were taught in church is a lie. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's read that again. Let's start from verse 2. Deuteronomy 28 verse 2. And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy Yahweh. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of the body, and fruit of the ground, and fruit of the cattle, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. And then when talking about that increase is what we call capitalism. You understand me? Because you spend an X amount of money and you double that, and you profited off that money. You understand me? What it is again? Capitalism, private ownership for production and mean for profit. You understand me? It is what it is. That's why you see a lot of immigrants and everybody come to America. Why? Because South America is a communist, socialist continent. Africa, I don't know, the economy. I know some of the economy is they are part of BRICS. India, China, Russia, Babylon. North and South, North Korea. You understand me? Here's what it is. All right. What he talking about? Capitalism. Because see, America is a capitalist country. Yahweh God is a capitalist country. Do you understand me? Let's finish up. Verse 5. Blessed shall be thy basket and storehouse. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. Meaning that you always going to have money on your debit card. You always going to have money. You understand me? You are not going to be in a lack of nothing. Although you may want this and you may want that, yet all your needs are met. So therefore you are satisfied with what you have. You understand me? Like I be telling my manager in there, my supervisor, I'm satisfied with my pay rate. If I want another pay rate, I know how to work, I know how to get it. Other than that, I'm okay. You understand me? Because I'm worshiping a divine governing system. You understand me? So I'm okay because my trust is in the governing system of Yahweh God, not into socialism, not into bureaucracy, not into the movements of man. You understand me? My faith is in Yahweh God and these commandments. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand, okay, that this is a book of law. This is a governing book. You understand me? It's not a religious book. This is a governing system because this book governs a body of people. You understand me? Let's finish up. Let's go back to Joshua. Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. This book of law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and thou shalt have good success. Meaning that you're going to prosper and you're going to have good success. You understand me? Let me get what, Colossians? No, let me get Galatians. Let me get Galatians, Ephesians. Let me get Galatians 3 and 19 right quick. Galatians chapter 3, Shalaki, not 19, but let me get verse 13. Galatians chapter 3 verse 13. Yahweh Shai Christ have redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. Now that curse from the law is the economic curses in Deuteronomy 28. The blessings and the curses. Do you understand me? It's a blessing once you be obedient, and then you curse once you be disobedient, because then you have consequences. You understand me? What it is. Alright? See, so understand that. Let's read that again. Galatians chapter 3 verse 13. Christ hath redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us, and he redeemed us from that curse. You understand me? That economic curses. Okay? That right now, the so-called African Americans here in America, we are under the economic curses. The Northern Kingdom that's here in America and that's in the South America are in the same position, yet at the end of the day they lack understanding of what they were voting for, so they voted themselves into slavery. So as a result of lack of understanding, they left their own country to come to America to prosper. You understand me? It is what it is. You understand me? See, so understand. Alright, Let me get Deuteronomy. Let me get Deuteronomy 31. Let me get Deuteronomy 31 and 26. Deuteronomy 31, verse 26. Take this book of law. Listen, take this book of law. This book, this divine governing system, this divine book. You understand me? Not a religious book, a divine governing book. And put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of the Lord Yahweh, that it may be there for a witness against thee. Meaning that these scriptures, these prophecies, the prophecies that are that's written in this book are against the children of Israel once the children of Israel become disobedient. Do you understand me? See, so understand that the Bible is a political book. Yeah, it deals with the children of Israel. It deals with other nations, but yet it deals with the children of Israel. Because see, understand the children of Israel, the 12 tribes is a divine governing system. The 12 tribe makes up that kingdom. The 12 tribe makes up the commandments. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand that this Bible, the King James Bible, and the curses that are put upon us today, politically and religiously and culturally, are against us. That's how we know that we are the children of Israel. And that's how we know we are Yahweh God chosen people. Because why? His prophecies are being played out through these politicians, legislations, and agenda. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, that's why y'all have to understand politics and religion, because that's what this whole thing is about. You understand me? So when you go watch my videos, you learn and understand what y'all worship. Hey, it's all good. Let me get Nehemiah. Let me get the book of Nehemiah 8 and 18. Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 18. Also a day by day, from the first day until the last day, he read in the book of law of Yahweh. Listen. Also day by day, from the first day until the last day, he read in the book of the law of Yahweh. And they kept the feast 7 days. On the 8th day was a solemn assembly according unto the manner, meaning that they read this book of law, this governing book governs their the feast days. Do you understand me? It is what it is, the holy days. So they followed the commandments. You understand me? Because this book controls you and tells you, commands you, controls you on how you worship Yahweh God. It commands, it controls you and governs you on how you live your life in society. Do you understand me? The Bible is a political governing system book. I mean, it's a political book because of the commandments. I mean, the commandments is the divine governing system, Shalaki. But yet understand that the Bible is a political book because it relates to governments. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so it relates to governments. Okay, and Yahweh Shai relates to the governments. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is because see, understand that Yahweh Shai, understand the Bible, basically politics, because it relates to government. You understand me? Let me get the book of Daniel. Let me go back into the book of Daniel 7 and I think 9. Let me get Daniel 7 and 9, and then I'm going on here into the book of Matthew, the 4th chapter, and I'm going to get Matthew 4 and 8. And I'm going to get Daniel 7 and 9. Daniel chapter 7 verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down. Now he said beheld. Now behold means a short amount of time. See, he behold, but he beheld, meaning for X amount of time, meaning that he seen the beginning and the end of all kingdoms. You understand me? Matthew chapter 4 verse 8. Again, the devil taketh him up into exceeding high mountain, and showed him all the kingdoms of the world. Listen, all the kingdoms of the world, from the past, present, and future. Let's read that again. And again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showed him all kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. Meaning that he showed him all the glories in the kingdom of the world if you bow down and worship him. Meaning that once you obey the material matters of this world, you will gain the material matters of the world, yet you will end up losing your soul. You understand me? I think what Proverbs 19 and 16, he that keepeth the commandment keepeth his own soul, but he that despises his ways shall die. Meaning that you have to lose your soul in order to gain the material matters, the lifestyle of this world. Yet the lifestyle, the material matters of the world going to come to a close because it's all corrupt and wickedness. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. All right. See, so understand that the Bible relates to government. You understand? And when Yahweh Shai seen, he's seeing all those kingdoms. Okay, and those kingdoms come basically from the empires that existed. Okay, let's get let me go into Daniel 2, and let me get 34. I'm gonna start at 34. Daniel chapter 2, verse 34. Thou sawest till the stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon the feet that of iron and clay, and break them into pieces. And what he said, that stone that smoked that image, that stone that smoked that image is what we call philosophy. Do you understand me? Because see, understand, philosophy started popping up heavily in the second, third century. First, second, third century. Do you understand me? It is what it is. See, that stone is philosophy. You understand? Let's read that again. Thou sawest till the stone was cut out without hand, which smote the image upon the feet that are of iron and clay, and break them into pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and gold broken to pieces, became together like a shaft of a sounding threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. Meaning that the old region of Babylon was broken up into countries. So basically that old region of Babylon don't exist no more. Now to this day, it's made up of countries. You split up into countries. You understand me? Same thing with the Roman Empire. Religion and religion and philosophy broke them up into what we know as pieces, to what we know as Eastern and Western Europe. Do you understand me? It is what it is. Let's finish up. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain that filled the whole earth. And that mountain is what we call democracy. Do you understand me? See, so at the end of the day, the Bible relates to governments. You understand me? And Yahweh Shai relate to these governments. You understand me? Because see, understand, Yahweh Shai he put a beginning and an end to a governing system. You understand me? Meaning that his birth established, Yahweh Shai's birth established a divine governing system. You understand me? Let me go to Isaiah 9 and 6 right quick. And then we have Isaiah 9 and 6. And let me get Zechariah. Let me get Zechariah 6 and 12, I believe. Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6. For unto us a child is born. Unto us, he's talking about the nation of Israel. Unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given. And the government shall be upon his shoulder. Listen, and that government shall be upon his shoulders. Now that government that Yahweh brought is what we know politically again as theocracy. You understand me? Theocracy is a divine governing system. And Yahweh represents that divine governing system because he come directly from Yahweh God himself. You understand me? And in fact, let me go to the book of John. Let me get John 1. I'm gonna get 2 and 14. John chapter 1 verse 2. The same was in the beginning with El. Verse 14. And the word was made flesh. Now let's go up to verse 13. Which were born not of blood, nor the will of the flesh, nor the will of man, but of Yahweh. And he's talking about prophecy. The prophecy came to pass. You understand me? Not through the will of man. You understand me? Meaning that Yahweh didn't come through man. Because see, understand, man is corrupt. You understand me? And we were all born in the sinful nature. You understand me? We all inhabit that nature. You understand? Let's read that again. Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders. Now let's go to verse 7. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David. See, so David is going to rule again. And upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth forever. And that's talking about the legal system. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so Yahweh represents that divine governing system. That divine system is composed of two, a divine and a philosophical system. You understand? Zechariah chapter 6 verse 12. And speak unto him, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, Behold, the man whose name is the branch, and that's Yahweh, he shall grow up out of his place. And when he say grow up out of his place, he's talking about he's not coming out of the tribe of any other tribe of the northern kingdom, whether it's Levi, whether it's Joseph, or whether it's Ephraim. You understand me? He gonna grow up out of his place. Let's read that again. And speak unto him, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, Behold, the man whose name is the branch, he shall grow up out of his place, and he shall build the temple of the Lord. And basically, let me hold that. The temple of the Lord. Let me go back to let me get Deuteronomy. Let me go back to Deuteronomy 18, and then I'm gonna get verse 5 because he grew up out of his place. Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 5. For the Lord thy Yahweh hath chosen him out of all tribes to stand to minister in the name of the Lord, him and his sons forever. And the sons are the elect of Israel. Do you understand me? See, so he grew up out of his place. Let me get Psalms, I think what? 78, and then let me get Psalm 78. Let me go down to verse 67. I'm gonna start at 67. Psalm 78 verse 67. Moreover, he refused the tabernacles of Joseph, and chose not the tribe of Ephraim, but chose the tribe of Judah, the Mount Zion which he loved. And he built his sanctuary like high palaces, like the earth which he hath established forever. He chose David also his servant, and took him from the sheepfolds, meaning that David is going to be king again, and he chose Yahweh out of all the tribes. Now Yahweh is going to rule because Yahweh are the commandments. Do you understand me? The commandments is Yahweh because Yahweh is the second covenant. The commandments is the first covenant. When you go back into Hebrews 9. You understand? Hey, it is what it is. Let's finish up. Zechariah chapter 6 verse 12. And speaketh unto him, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, Behold, the man whose name is the branch, he shall grow up out of his place, and he shall build the temple of the Lord. Even he shall build the temple of the Lord, and he shall bear the glory, and shall sit and rule upon his throne. And he shall be a priest unto his throne, and the counsel of peace shall be between both of them. And the counsel of peace between both of them, we're talking about the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, because they split. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Yeah, and the counsel of the peace shall be between them. You understand? See, so Yahweh Shai came and established a divine governance system. Yet, while he established a divine governance system, he put an end to the philosophical governance system of man. Do you understand me? Let's go into the book of Matthew, back to 4, and let me get 17, but I'm gonna start at 16. Matthew chapter 4, verse 16. The people which sat in darkness saw great light, and to them which sat in that region and the shadows of death, light sprung up. From that time Yahweh Shai began to preach and to say, repent. Now repent means to turn back. For the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Meaning turn from the philosophical system of man and worship a divine governance system, because it's at hand. You understand me? See, so the people that sat in darkness is talking about the political system of man. You understand me? Because see, the commandments of man is darkness. Let's get let me get to the book of let me get Daniel. I think what, Daniel 8. Let me get Daniel 8 and what, 23. Daniel chapter 8, verse 23. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to a full, a king of fierce continuance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. And those dark sentences are policies and regulations, because they are dark. There is no light in them. There is no light in homosexuality. There is no light in the transgender movements. Do you understand me? It is what it is. Let me get then go into the book of Proverbs 6 and 23. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. See, so the commandment is a lamp. See, so the commandment is a lamp, so that light has reached to those people that sit in that region of darkness. You understand me? And the commandments is light, because they come directly from Yahweh God, and Christ represents that divine governance system. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so he put it in. Let's go into the book of John 19. And let me have 28. John chapter 19, verse 28. After this, Yahweh Shai, knowing that all things were now accomplished, that the scripture might be fulfilled, said, I thirst. Verse 30. When Yahweh Shai therefore had received the vinegar, he said, it is finished. He bowed his head and gave up the ghost, meaning that he put it into a philosophical system, and he established a divine governance system. You understand me? Let's go to John 12. And I think what? 32. John chapter 12, verse 32. And I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men to me. And a lot of men is drawn to Yahweh Shai. Although they call his name Jesus, which his name is not Jesus, and Jesus don't exist, yet a lot of people people that call themselves believers are drawn to the religion of Christianity, due to the fact of that the Son of Yahweh God. You understand me? See, so when he was lifted up, he drew all men to him. You understand me? Meaning that you Gentile nations, y'all gonna come to the children of Israel, because we are that mountain. Tribe of Judah is that it's the capital, and we're going to teach y'all what y'all worshiping, how we're supposed to be in the beginning. We're going to exercise lordship over you Gentiles. Do you understand me? And when these events take place, you Gentiles, y'all gonna come and seek the children of Israel, because y'all gonna want to know what's taking place politically, because it's all politically related. But yet, however, it's a lot of camps that don't teach what I teach. You understand me? Because it's not about the physical Israel. It's about learning and understanding what you worship. Because these events will take place. You understand me? So this is about facts over feelings. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is, okay? See, so he came and put an end to the philosophical system.